Hello.
Yeah, this video.
Hello.
Hi everyone.
Hello and welcome back to Hearts Wide Open. Hi Soroosh.
Hello.
Today we're gonna do something different for the video listeners or video watchers. You can already see that the set looks completely different.
Mm-hmm.
If you're listening on Spotify and you're on Wi-Fi, you can also check the video real quick. And then you see our hands here. And we put a canvas out. And we're actually going to paint during this episode. So if you want, with the video, you can see us paint. Otherwise, you can just listen to the conversation that we have. Whilst we paint, we wanted to try a new format.
If you want to know what we're gonna paint, you need to stay tuned until the end of the episode.
Yes, we're going to tell you at the end.
Yeah. And you can see the evolution of the painting with us if you're watching the video.
And what are we going to talk about today?
I actually read something during the past week or 2 weeks ago that really resonated with me. It's about how I cared so much about other people's opinion of me and how much it affected me.
Mm-hmm.
And still to this day, a lot of things that people tell me either like turn on my insecurities, and sometimes it's annoying or it brings some sort of a pain in me. What I read was how if you don't know yourself, other people's comment about you is going to affect your life. Some points in my life when people used to give me feedback or comments, I used to take it super personally.
What kind of feedback or comment?
When I used to go on dates, if someone rejected me, like say, I used to ask them, hey, would you like to go on a second date? And they're like, no. And I kind of became obsessed in answering the question, why? Why don't they want to go on a second date with me?
Mm-hmm.
And, this is difficult, huh? Because, first of all, you feel like you're rejected. And for me, this kind of brought a lot of emotion. The first response maybe was that I was looking into a lot of my insecurities. So I'm like, oh, it's because of my nationality that they don't like me. Or they discriminate against me. Or, I don't know, I'm too short. Or I'm too tall. I became obsessed to ask them, why? Why is it that you don't want me? Right?
You went on a date?
Yeah.
Like the person didn't want to go on a
Second date.
Didn't want to continue?
Yeah.
And then you keep asking these people why.
Yeah, why? Yeah.
And did you get responses to that? Or what were the reactions?
Sometimes I did. One reaction I remember, she said no because I didn't feel like it. Feel like also people don't tell you why. Maybe they do believe that it's gonna hurt you. This is a little bit of a special case. For example, this girl called me uninteresting. But after we had a fight, so this is more of a long story.
By the way, I'm not looking at you because I'm so focused, but I realize when I'm looking at the painting and talking, I can focus a lot, and then I'm not looking at your face.
Sure. Whatever they told me, I took it super personally. Even if there was no special reason, I gave myself a label, I was like, oh, she doesn't want to go out with me because I'm this and that. Even if they didn't say anything. She doesn't want to go out with me because I'm not good looking enough, because I'm not tall enough, because I don't have a six pack.
So first you asked them for feedback and then you switched
a lot of
to just assuming what.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't tell you because they don't want to hurt you. And this is a very confrontational question, huh? I don't know if you have ever asked anyone, why don't you want me? But this is a very big question.
I think it's even like the allowing yourself to ask this question is already a big thing, because you are putting yourself out there and like you could get hurt even more, So if I think of my former relationships, there were also ones where I didn't understand why.
Yeah.
And then if I really liked the person, I kind of obsessed about it for a bit.
Yeah.
And tried to figure out by asking them, by just thinking myself. But at some point, I didn't get it, and then I was just assuming things as well, like, it's probably this, it's probably that, and then
Right? You go back into your insecurities.
telling myself the story, and then I'm starting. I even obsess about those things, and then that I try to like get them right the next time, even though they're things that a lot of times I just made up in my head, like I just assumed. You know. I'm just asking myself now: does it serve me? And I would say no. Cause
what does it
like
serve you?
For in this example of like a dating experience or a relationship, if one person is of the opinion or wants to finish it or like stop, like not go on a second date, not continue the relationship. Yeah, so when I think about this example in relationships or in dating experiences, if one person wants to discontinue or stop, then it's like I shouldn't, like, then it doesn't help if I still try to solve this. Maybe I'm wondering, so did you want to know because you wanted to improve, or did you, because I'm now thinking a lot of times I wanted to know so I can maybe fix it and we can continue the relationship or the dating, I'm now thinking not only about second date but maybe a bit further. But I was then, sometimes I ask this question, like, what is wrong? What can I do better? How can I improve in order to save the relationship? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So were you asking because of that, or because...
This is not at the point of relationship, huh? This is a point of
Okay.
I went out with this person once or twice.
Okay.
And they don't want to go out anymore. So
okay.
it's not like we have a deep understanding of each other or there's something special there.
So that's different from...
Yeah. So maybe it's different from what you described. In a relationship, I can imagine that you want to know why it's not working out because you want to fix it.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's a different approach.
But I also do believe, as human nature, when you get rejected anywhere, you want to know why. Why wasn't I good enough? I think this is the first initial response.
Why wasn't I good enough?
Yeah.
Why is this your initial response?
Why?
Yeah.
Because if I ask the person I wanted to be with them, I wanted to go out, and I feel rejected.
Yeah.
When someone rejects you, it feels like you take your hand to them, toward them, and you want them to shake your hand and correspond to what you sent there. But if they don't take your hand, you feel left out, right?
Can you repeat that? I didn't really understand what you mean by they take your hand and not take your hand, because they just went on a date with you and they don't want to see you again. Where does the hands come from?
The hand is that I'm asking you, I want to go out with you again.
Okay,
this is offering.
Let's play this out. Yeah, I'm the girl you're going on a date with.
Okay.
So you ask me.
Hey, I had a nice time, and I would like to get to know you better. I was wondering if you would like to go on a second date.
No, I think I'm fine, man. It's okay. It was nice, but yeah, I don't know.
Oh.
I don't see this happening.
Oh, sorry. Sorry to hear. I thought we had a good time.
Yeah.
By the way, this is not how I usually go on dates. If people are listening, this sounds
I mean,
too official.
It's a role play, but like I'm
This
just.
sounds too official.
Okay, do
but
it.
But why not? I thought we had a good time. Why didn't it work out for you?
I don't know. Just it was nice, but I didn't feel that spark, I guess.
Okay, well, if it was me 5 years ago, I would say okay, because I feel attacked.
Yeah.
And I would go home thinking all the way on the way, why this girl didn't want me.
What did she mean by that?
What did she mean by feeling the spark? Was I not funny enough?
Yeah.
Wasn't I beautiful enough? I don't know. Didn't I make the right move? Did I, according to the books I read on how to be a womanizer, didn't I dress rightly? And I start questioning my entire being just because this one person didn't want to go out with me and didn't feel the sparks.
Yeah.
This is where you feel left out.
Left out.
Yeah.
Or left alone or left out?
Well, left alone. And not good enough for her.
Wondering why is it so important to know?
It's human nature. What do you mean?
No, that's never an argument. It's human nature.
If I tell you
Why
I
is it
don't
this?
like you, don't you have the question why?
First, it depends who you are. If you are Soroosh and you tell me this, I will ask you why.
Okay.
But if you are a random person on the street, I don't know, like you could have a lot of issues.
It's not a random person. You like the person. If a person you even remotely like, do not reciprocate the feeling that you are sending, I think you start asking these questions.
Yeah.
This is like initial kids and kindergarten.
Yeah.
Why didn't Jack invited me to his birthday? Yeah, I think this is the initial reaction, to be honest. And always my initial reaction was the same. I was like, why? Is it because I'm this and that and this and that? It must be true. I'm not good enough.
It's like this, also these like thoughts then that you're left with because you don't have closure, you don't know why.
Yeah, and why? I don't know why people are leaving. I don't know.
You feel rejected. So out of this feeling of rejection comes a lot of negative self-talk that I hear now.
And they either tell you why, which I think puts a reinforcement on your insecurities. And if they don't tell you why, it can be a guy, it can be your friend. I just feel like if a friend comes to me, even a guy, say, hey, I don't want to be friends anymore.
Yeah.
I do feel left out. And if they don't tell me why, I start questioning myself. So, maybe it was because I didn't get him a birthday gift. Or it was because I wasn't showing up for his runs.
Yeah.
Or maybe because I stopped texting back when he was asking me things.
Yeah. So what happens then? You're doing that negative self-talk.
Yeah.
Where does that get you? Or like what happens after that? Like does it stop at some point? Does it continue in different form? I mean, now you also already mentioned that it's gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think when people feel like this, rejected and left out, I think people can have different reactions. Well, okay, imagine someone tell you, I don't want to go out with you because you're fat. What would you do?
Did this happen to you?
No.
Why are we discussing it?
I don't know.
Okay. I think it's not the fact that anyone told you anything. It's you're telling yourself. You think, oh yeah, this is the third time I got rejected.
This must be why.
At least this is how it works for me. That then I think in my head. It's that negative self-talk, and then I believe that stuff, and that actually has a really negative spiral attached to it.
What do you mean?
Like I don't see where this is something positive.
For who?
Like in general, this whole thing. So this whole thing of wanting to know, there's nothing in it for you. Because even if you know why someone doesn't want to hang out with you, okay?
You know how it can be helpful? A girl recently told me that when people get too close to me, I somehow tend to distance. Right?
You.
Yeah, right. And she told me in a positive way, not in a negative way. But it was an observation that she had. And someone else also told me, and when two people tell me the same thing twice, I start questioning it.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried to read a little bit about it, actually think about if it was right or not. And sometimes I felt like, yeah, maybe it is correct. That's when people get too close to me, I get a little bit afraid and push back, because now I'm afraid of what future has to bring, or what if I lose this person, or what if we are not compatible in the future. I took this as a positive feedback.
Yeah.
Now I'm working on this, that try to let people more in. And so when I get afraid, I consciously decide to stay in the uncomfortable and say, it's okay. I know it's uncomfortable right now, but it's maybe because you are afraid in general of this. So this is one good example on if someone tells you why. But if someone tells me, yeah, your nose is big, well, thank you. I cannot do anything about it.
Yeah, that's also like honestly, if someone would say that to me after a date, I would be like, okay, go.
Well, they're not going to tell you, but I do think people think about each other this way.
Okay.
I think we need to be honest. Be honest with yourself. I have been on first dates with people that, yeah, they were different than their pictures, and I'm sorry, but I said no. I didn't say why, but I was not physically attracted to that person. And I know that person cannot do anything about it. And I'm not going to tell that person that, oh, I'm not physically into you, because I know that's cruel. So I'm not just going to tell it to them. And I'm going to bring an excuse, oh, I don't think there was a spark. This is the bullshit answer. I'm sorry.
Okay, so this is now the other side, right? So in the beginning you talked about someone else not telling you why it's not the spark, and now you're telling yourself when you use that excuse to other people as well.
I also use
Maybe
it.
you didn't find them attractive,
Yeah.
but you just say, well, I didn't feel the spark.
True.
So now it's you, yeah? So you didn't feel the spark with me, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But you actually didn't find me attractive. Now, if I was you, I would keep asking, so what do you mean by spark? Why not? Right? Either that, or I would go home and think about why not the spark. Maybe my nose is too big or something like that.
Yeah, there are two options, yeah.
How does that feel now for you? Because you are now the one who told me that there was no spark.
How does it feel for me?
Yeah, how is that side for you? Because you also said I use it as an excuse.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
But I don't want to hurt the person.
Okay, but like you just said that when you were the person, you wanted to know.
When you get rejected, you want to know why.
Say, I can't have it, I want it, why can't I have it?
I'm not sure what point you were trying to...
The point is that you started this whole conversation with, you want to know why people don't want to go on a second date with you. Okay,
Yeah.
That's how you started. So
Yeah.
now we turned it around and you don't want to go on a second date with me.
Yeah.
And you're using the same shitty excuse.
Yeah.
So you said you do it because you don't want to hurt me.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm asking.
Mm-hmm.
But you're still not telling me because you don't want to hurt me.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Because I know you cannot do anything about it. If I feel like you
So-
can, I will tell you.
would you still want me to go home and think about it?
I don't care.
Okay, cool. So now, yeah, this is nice. So you're basically talking about someone tells you, I don't want to be with you or I don't want to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go home and you obsess about that. All the while, the other person doesn't actually care. So they,
Probably.
yeah. So why do I then? Oh shit, this is crazy. But then why do we care about why they rejected us if they don't give a shit about us anyway?
I think because we are human.
But they are also
And we have
human. Why don't they care?
Because we have our insecurities. I honestly think it's because we want to reinforce the insecurity. I'm looking for proof to tell myself I'm insecure about that. I'm looking for proof to tell myself I'm ugly, I'm fat, I'm not smart enough, I'm not funny enough.
So it confirms something that you already is inside you.
I think so.
Okay, that makes sense.
And subconsciously.
So what was that quote again that you saw?
If you don't know who you are, or other people will tell you who you are. If within you, you know you're funny, like you know yourself, and you know Dennis is a funny person, you wouldn't care if Soroosh tells you you're not funny. This is now more of a mentality that I try to have in my life. I do still get rejected on dates. I just stopped asking people why. Sometimes I get rejected on a first date, and yeah, they bring the general response, this wasn't there. And I don't know, I personally think it's unfair to judge a person on a first date. If you don't know the person, right?
Yeah.
So I at least go on 2 or 3 dates if I feel like the physical attraction is there. I like this person to some specific reasons. She's funny or da. Maybe I was shy. Maybe she had a long day or a bad week. So I'm not gonna say at the end of the day, I don't want to go on a date with you, unless there's an absolute red flag for me.
Okay.
So when they say, this wasn't there, So I kind of have this feel when they tell me, hey, yeah, I didn't feel the spark. I respect their opinion and I don't want to change it, because I do believe that Soroosh is an interesting enough person that is worthy of dating and loving and friendship and at work and everywhere, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to question myself based on your opinion of me, based on that 2 hours that we were on a date.
Yeah. So to describe the journey, you stopped caring about what other people think? Or
To
what
some
other-
extent, yeah.
Like, yeah, especially people that...
I barely know.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, if it's family or friends or me, people that are closer to you, I think then it's a different story. But so you care less, or not at all,
Yeah.
about what people think,
Mm-hmm.
because you are aware that there's so many different opinions out there.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense anyways to care about that too much. And then if you do, you're basically just trying to tailor to someone that you don't even know what their actual opinion is. You're just like insecure basically and stuck in that insecurity loop.
Yeah.
And you went from that to now, like, you're moving to more towards an approach where you love yourself, you know who you are, you know what you can bring to the table, and all you're doing is looking for someone who is looking for what you have to offer, right? And who has something that you're looking for.
Indeed.
And that way, yeah, how does that approach feel compared to where you came from in that sense? How has your life changed now that you care less about what other people think?
My life is easier. I think there comes a heaviness on your shoulder with caring, because now you're responsible. Now you have to run another thread in your mind, thinking about your responsibilities and the things you care about. I felt like other people's opinion of me doesn't serve me anymore. And back then, just obsessing about what does this person think about me, I just felt like it doesn't serve any purpose to my life anymore. Now I feel more at ease, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like I do whatever I want to do, as long as if it's not hurting other people, it's fine. And this is somehow freeing. This is how it changed. Because now if I get rejected, I say, well, okay, it didn't work out for you. That's fine. I'm sorry to hear that. But subconsciously, I know she will find another person, and I will find another person who sees me for who I am, because I know I'm worthy. So I let go easier.
Been talking about this example of first date, second date now. I'm sure this mentality also helps in other areas, you know?
I think so.
So, like, for example, work or with friends, family sometimes as well.
Yeah.
I realized, because you said you feel more free. When I stopped caring so much about every little thing my parents thought, I also felt so free all of a sudden. It was a big journey, because I always thought, I mean, as a child, you grow up thinking your parents are gods because they're the ones keeping you alive, right? Like, they're the ones going to work. They're the ones caring. They're the ones who make sure you're fine. And I think I stuck to that idea a little bit longer, that my parents are my gods, you know?
Yeah.
And they're always right. And their opinions always need to be very considered, and they're very important, and, you know? So... And I'm also a firstborn child, and I think what comes with that is also that you're trying to make your parents happy, or like perform for your parents a lot of times. Something we also talked about in a previous episode. Yeah, and I think, the moment when I just decided, okay, like the first time when I had a conversation and I did not put my parents on this pedestal, it's like they are right, they could be wrong as well, they're just humans, you know, they have opinions. It felt really liberating. And actually was pretty cool and pretty easy as well. Like, nothing really changed in my life for me, other than those thoughts in my head were all of a sudden gone, and thanks to that I'm free. But my relationship even got better because of this. Yeah, this is also a bit boundaries. And
remember, these are the people who you care about.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is harder to let go of their opinions.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it took me my life, right? I mean,
now,
it took me so
imagine a random stranger curse at you randomly on the street. I stopped questioning it, man. honestly, because I also feel like there's so much things I don't know. Like I don't know what. Maybe this person is having a shitty day. Why am I projecting on me? And whatever I'm saying, I don't want people to take away that, oh, I'm this strong, independent person, because I was having this conversation and she got this vibe. No, I do still have my insecurities. When I get rejected, I do still feel bad, because I think this is an initial human response. But after a while, I say, well, okay, I still do love me for who I am. And I love myself with all my insecurities. And if I can, I will work on them and I will try to be better. But I still love myself, even though I'm not complete or perfect. And if you think like this, I do believe it's easier to just let go.
Loving your imperfections, right?
Yeah.
Like loving your whole self.
I was reading a book, and the book was, I think it was called like 4 Essence of Life or 4 Rules of Life. And it was talking about there's no imperfect, because everything is perfect. It's just different perfect.
Yeah.
I'm still working on understanding it, because I think these are the talks that are easily said but not put together. But if you think about it, what is perfect? When you talk about perfection, you do see an ideal. Even I'm not perfect.
Even you, of all people.
I'm
I
not.
really thought
I'm
you
not.
were the one, man.
I'm not perfect. Because I was preaching about, I don't take it personally. I was saying that I have my insecurities, and I'm not perfect, and I try to love myself there, and then I try to rephrase it that maybe everyone is perfect.
Yeah, maybe.
This was what was in the book. It's still hard. I can preach it, but it's hard to put it into action.
To accept that everyone's perfect, and that means you are too.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Even the versions of you that you didn't love. Maybe they were perfect.
Yeah, I think this word perfect, like I'm a bit uncomfortable with it. I feel that right now. Because I really believe I'm not perfect, and I love that as well.
But what is perfect?
I don't strive to be perfect, you know? Like, I feel like that's something that I left behind when I stopped caring what everyone thinks.
Okay. I still care what I think of me. That's what I care about.
Yeah, but what you think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I strive to be better.
I mean, that means you're always striving to grow as a human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I'm not perfect now. I'm perfect, but if I get better.
I wouldn't even say better or worse. I would just say you keep evolving. Because if you say I'm becoming better, it means you were not good already, because you can still become better. But because you're saying you're already perfect the way you are. So if you still think you can be better, then that's not true. So maybe down there's still some perfectionists.
No, I do agree. No. I do still, this is what I said, that I'm preaching, but I'm still trying to understand and move toward it. I do have a picture of the perfect Soroosh, and I'm trying to get there.
But perfect Soroosh, I'm really struggling with the language. Because you are saying I'm perfect now.
Yeah.
And now then
those
you're saying
I told
you're
you,
striving to another perfect.
Those are the book's word.
So you don't actually believe that you're perfect now?
No. But I love my imperfection. The book says you're perfect at any moment.
But so you strive to be perfect?
I do strive to be perfect.
Do you think that's healthy?
Like, do you have a remote idea that there's something in your life that if you do, your life becomes better. And I need you to be honest.
If I do X, my life will become better?
Yeah. Do you know anything? Any example?
Yeah, sure. There's a lot of things that would improve my life.
Like what?
I don't know. It depends. If I go dancing more.
Okay. So isn't that a better Dennis?
No, because the better Dennis goes dancing more often. Yeah, but it's not like dancing exists in a vacuum. There might be reasons why I'm not going dancing as often.
I don't care about the reasons. I'm just saying, do you think in your mind, do you believe it that if you go dancing, your life would be better?
I go dancing, but I think I could go more often. But like,
that's not the answer to my question. Do you think if you go more dancing, your life will be better?
Maybe it could be.
Okay, so it could be. So there's a potential, yes.
Yeah.
So there's a potentially happier you in your mind. Or is it a better you?
Like even the thing of what you're saying happy. I don't think happy is a constant anyway. So if you're saying the Dennis that goes dancing more often is happier, yeah,
is he better?
I'm happier while I'm dancing.
Is he better? Is he a better Dennis?
No. Because if I don't do it, there might be good reasons for it. Otherwise, I'm really hard on myself, man. Otherwise, I'm blaming myself. Oh, fuck. If I would have been dancing now, I would have been so much better and so much happier. And then I'm looking at myself in a very unhealthy way, I feel.
Sometimes I do that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I do believe if I wake up in the mornings and meditate and journal, my life becomes better. I do believe that.
And when you don't do it?
I blame myself.
Yeah, because that part, I think that's the part that you want to get rid of. Or that you want to possibly change, no?
The blame part.
Yeah, because that's the part that's not serving you, I feel.
Why is it not serving me?
Because who wins if you blame yourself?
I think blame is a indicator of, hey, Soroosh, there's something in your life that you truly care about, but you're ignoring for whatever reason. And I want you to know that you want it, but you need to wake up in the morning and go do it. Because I know you care about it.
But what you're just saying,
if I didn't care about it,
there's no blame in what you're just saying. Or is there?
And then if I wake up late, I blame myself. I feel bad. Why didn't I do it? Even though I knew it makes me happy.
This part, how does this help you? Or how does this serve you?
Maybe it tells me that, hey man, it's time to change. Something like this. Because if the self-blame wasn't there, you would never change. Why do you change?
But you'd only change because you're blaming yourself?
Not blaming. You're unhappy about a situation and you want to change it.
Yeah, so like, for example, if I want to become better at running, I start running. Okay, I'm doing the running example again. Or if I want to become better at painting, or I have fun painting, then I paint.
And imagine now you're not doing it.
So, okay, let me give you an example, yeah? I wanted to do this, what we're doing now, with you, for a long time. This painting has been in the living room here where we're sitting, has been here for 2 weeks, yeah? I was looking at it every day, and I was waiting for the day that Soroosh is coming here, and we paint together, okay? So I wanted to do this already weeks ago, okay? And it never worked out.
Yeah.
Today it worked out. Okay. And in between, in this last 2 weeks, there were moments where I was like thinking like, oh man, it would be nice if we would paint soon. But then didn't work out. Now, it was fine, and now we're sitting here and painting, and I'm fine, right? So, if I would have blamed myself, I would have been sitting here thinking, you idiot, why didn't you ask Soroosh if he can come this day? Maybe I should be more on top. Maybe I should respond better to his messages. Maybe this, maybe that. I'm just going crazy.
What if it wouldn't have worked out?
Huh? Today?
Yeah. What if I passed away?
Yeah, then
God
I would be
forbid.
sad. Then I would be sad, but I wouldn't blame myself.
You wouldn't?
No, because it's out of my control. You didn't pass away because I didn't. Not.
Wouldn't you ask yourself, what if I invited him earlier?
No, because it doesn't help me in the future. Because then you are passed away. I cannot invite you anymore. Maybe I'm just like, it's interesting because I feel like we're thinking in very different ways.
I would be sad.
And I think I'm also saying this now very easily, but I'm not always like that.
I think you're throwing out very easily.
Huh?
I think you're taking it too easy.
Maybe. By the way, guys, if you haven't seen it yet, we have a nice thingy here on the table, which we're going to distribute in Amsterdam. And it has a QR code on it. And that QR code leads you directly to leaving a voice message for our podcast here. And you can leave a voice message with thoughts you had about men's mental health or mental health in general, your psychology, just some thoughts that you had that you wanted to share with others. You can be part of this podcast as well. And you can, for example, also answer this question that we added for you. What does being a man mean to you? You can just send us a voice message telling us what your definition of a man is, or what your definition of a healthy man is. And we might even share it on this format. So do send us your messages. And Soroosh and I will be super happy. Also to hear your thoughts about this topic that we're discussing right now. Yeah, so I was now also thinking a bit that I am blaming myself as well, but maybe just for different things, you know? So I will go with the running example again. I ran a half marathon with you, right?
Yeah.
But since then I haven't run. And I'm every day I'm thinking today I'm going for my run. And then I'm not doing it again. And then I'm like, shit, you know? But and I think that alone doesn't really affect me that badly. You know, I don't obsess about it. I just think, fuck, you know? Shit, you didn't do that, you know?
Yeah.
That by itself is not that bad. But then if I have another thing and another thing that I'm also like this, then when it accumulates and becomes more, that's when I really feel the negative impact on myself, like my negative self-talk.
You know why?
So, like, for example, in a sec. So, for example, I'm not going for the runs I wanted to go on. I didn't respond to messages I wanted to respond to. And I forgot to eat lunch today. So, let's say those three things happen on the same day. Then I feel shit. But if only one of those things happens, I'm easy to recover, you know?
You want to show up for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I told you, this blame. I know people say, okay, it doesn't serve you. It depends how you frame it, right? I say if you're working out, either do not eat fast food, or if you eat it, enjoy it. Don't eat it and immediately be like, but I was on a diet.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Either don't do it, or if you're doing it, enjoy it. And if you have a few things like this, that's it's like the run, or things that are important to you, you doing it, it's the fact that you're showing up for yourself. And if you don't do it, I do think people blame themselves. And I'm sorry, if you're not gonna grow. If you don't show up for yourself, and you also don't blame yourself, not blame yourself, but if you don't have this self-talk that, I need to do this, either you don't care about it, or that's it. I think you don't care enough about it.
Yeah, I just don't like the word blame, let's say, because I'm
Yeah,
not
maybe
blaming
blame.
myself.
It's the self-talk.
I'm really curious how this episode is gonna turn out, man. It's a very different style, but it does feel way more comfortable to talk.
Yeah, because I
No?
also feel like the camera, for me, the camera is not in my face.
Yeah. But also, we're in front of each other. That's also different.
Yeah, that's also nicer, actually. Yeah, you're right. I do feel like I'm talking to you.
Yeah. I think everyone has things in their life. Like, I would like to be sporty. I would like to. Everyone has those wishes on to different extents, you know? Like, for example, we are thinking about our physical health routine. And we're also thinking about our mental health routine. I think there's people who only think about their physical health routine.
Yeah, you're right.
And I also think there's people who only think about their mental health routine. So they're like mentally all there, but their body's like, I don't know.
Not there.
So I think it's also a bit like everyone has it, but to a certain extent and maybe in different areas.
You're right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. But not everybody is doing something about it.
Yeah, maybe you're also hinting a bit at challenging status quo or something like that. So, for example, if the status quo is that everyone in the world wears blue t-shirts, then I would come in and ask, why are we not wearing green t-shirts?
And you would like to challenge that?
I will challenge the fact that everyone's only wearing blue t-shirts.
Okay.
You know, when I see something, I question why is it like that, and then I kind of decide if it makes sense for me as well or not. You know, I'm not a sheep in that way. I don't just follow blindly everyone because they're doing something. If everyone gets the same haircut, I'm not automatically getting the same haircut. I will see it. I will ask myself what's so special about this haircut, and then I will decide: do I want it? Do I not want it?
How did we get up here? Sorry, I lost my train of thought. So your point makes sense, but I don't know how we ended up.
It's such an interesting exercise to be, because you're super focused here, but also super focused on talking. Yeah. And then then in between when the focus shifts. Like, I can talk much better when I'm not painting, but then when I go back to painting, I can listen better. But
Same.
now you were doing at the same time the colors and listening, and then it was too much.
I was also choosing what color to do it. That's why I love this yellow. Only if I should have seen it earlier.
The golden.
Yeah.
Have you ever painted with the front before?
No, it's a mixed feeling. I like talking to you meanwhile, but I also feel like this is not one of my best works.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I don't care because I do feel like there's something in it. But it's more free. If you would give me a color, what color would you give me?
You're green.
Green flags.
No, not because of the flag. Then it would be different. But no, but yeah, green.
What shade of green?
Dark.
Why do you think of me as a green?
Well, I think you wear a lot of green. You have a lot of green clothes. Then there's a wall in your house that you painted green. Yeah, when we first talked about the brand colors for Hearts Wide Open, you wanted green in there.
What's my favorite color?
It is?
Yeah. But different shades of green.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny that my room in Iran was a pistachio green. Super light. And now here it's a super dark green. But I do feel like I change. Sometimes I'm very light. Especially if it's sunny in Amsterdam. I do feel I'm a very sunny and bubbly, and I don't know. I assign personality to colors. Like if someone is a light green for me, is like a bubbly green person that is you know.
Mm-hmm.
And a dark green is more of a darker color for me. Are people who are a little bit heavier, or they have more weight on their shoulders, or it's more of a natural darker color waves.
Would you say that light green has youthfulness to it, and darker can also mean experience or older?
Yeah, you could say some
more veteran, senior,
something like that. I think you have a mix of colors instead of shades of colors. I look at you as purple, green, and yellow, and it's a dark purple, dark yellow, and a kind of a light green, like the pistachio green. Green because I don't know. Sometimes I feel like you're very lightweight in a sense that you don't care. Yellow for sometimes your happiness and bubbliness and your stupid jokes that no one laughs about. And dark purple for the times that you're more complicated. But like when I think purple, I think about the time that you recorded yourself in the train station dancing. Like for me, that's a combination of purple, but it's also dark purple. Like it's not easy to do, but it's happy.
So maybe it's time to let our listeners know what we did, or what the idea was behind this painting, because
let's do that.
We didn't necessarily just
Execute
exactly. So yeah, we decided that this time we wanted to focus a bit more on, like, we wanted to try something new, so we're like at the same time painting and talking. And it was very interesting. I think we also shared our thoughts throughout this episode, how the focus can shift between like using your hands and painting, and then listening and talking. And then also now we're sitting opposite of each other. Normally we're sitting next to each other on the podcast. So it was really interesting to observe all that. And also I feel like the conversation maybe had a bit less of a red line that we're following.
Yeah, I think it was more flowy.
More open, more flowy, without agenda. And I actually really enjoyed it, and it felt way less scary, because also the camera is not really pointing in our face this time. But Soroosh, do you remember what the idea behind the painting is?
I forgot for a second.
You were so into it.
No, I took the word freedom. This is you described to me the sentences of how does it feel like if you don't care about other people's opinion.
Yeah.
And I translated this to freedom.
Yeah, me too. So yeah, that was the question we asked ourselves. How would, like, because like I think in a few episodes you're always visualizing and you're a very visual person, so I thought it would be a cool idea to do a visual exercise, even though I'm less visual. But so the question was indeed, since we talked about caring what other people think, the topic, the idea behind the painting was, how do we feel if we do not care what other people think? So, and then I also took it a bit in this way, that I feel freedom, because I can just tell you, I show you now here on the if you are on video, you can see what I'm pointing at, but you can see basically a bit of a sun in the middle, then like a small lake with one chair there, and that's where I'm sitting, or I'm sitting actually more in the sand probably, and then lots of trees, more trees in different shades of green, and a blue sky with some golden hues, and some fruits and flowers, I guess. And that's it, basically very nature. And I'm most of the time when I paint or draw, it ends up being something with nature. And last summer, when I was on a retreat, but also when we went surfing together, and when I was outside a lot, I realized that, like, I feel really good when I'm just in nature, without my phone, without anything, and just like being part of the nature, you know, like just sitting in the park or in the field or in the sun, and just enjoying really small things there, like a little fruit that's hanging, like a little cherry that you see from the tree, and eating that, just taking it from the tree, eating that, or feeling the sun on my skin or the wind in my hair, seeing different colors of green or blue in the sky and in the water. These are things that when I have this, I feel very free and a lot of peace in myself, and that's when I'm not thinking about anything else.
Mine is more abstract. To live without caring about other people's opinion brings the word freedom. And this is what freedom, in the sense of that I'm in my own universe. This is how I felt like. Because for me, universe is like it's not limited. It's a unlimited open space. I drew a galaxy, and from the galaxy with some stars in it. So this was for me like a sense of freedom and happiness, but still complexity. And then I came here to paint the life and living with the leaf and the green. There are some mountains around it. And from there, I took the big brush, and which is also very hard. I think that's like goat feather or something. But you can see the marking of the brush on the canvas. You can see it. It's like a whiplash for me.
Yeah.
And I chose a dark color. It's a dark addition to my canvas, as life is whipping you.
Okay.
You know, like, or other people's opinion are whipping you. So left, right.
Things from outside.
Yeah. While you're in your galaxy and in your leaf and happy space. And so I did some left, right brushes, and also still some splash of like this kind of little splashes in different places of the canvas, which is not directly there, to show that, kind of darkness can be anywhere, you know? Like hard things can be anywhere. And then this piece started with a purple and a red, which for me is, I don't know why purple, don't ask me, I just felt like purple. But the redness was more of a virus growing, you know? So from here I felt like there's a virus coming into the whole my life or my canvas, while I'm trying to be protected and living in my leaf and my galaxy and whatever this is. It's like a blue star with shining stars. And even though they're trying to reach, but I'm protected by the light here. Which is the yellow and the golden. And I'm still happy in where I am. Yeah, maybe this doesn't make sense to you if you're not seeing...
Well, I think we did a good job at describing what's here. Good. And I can... if you're watching on video, which you can if you're on Spotify or YouTube, then we might post a picture or a short video on our Instagram. Yeah, but very cool. I was actually really impressed, and I was like thinking while I was drawing, I was like, I'm so boring, because I was comparing myself. I was like, I'm so boring. I'm just making a forest area with sun. But yeah, and then I was looking at yours. They're so abstract. But I thank you also for your thoughts on mine, because it made me feel a bit better.
I think it's pretty cool.
And
if you want, we can have it. I take you.
For everyone who's still here now, if you like this type of format, let us know, because we're just experimenting with it. So send us a message. How did you like this? Did you like it a lot? Do you think it was not so good? I'm also gonna add a poll under this episode on Spotify, so you can just click I liked it, I didn't like it, something like that. And let us know if you want more of these type of episodes in the future. And we'll have some exciting guests again next time.
Yes. And
until then, we wish you a great evening. Oh, it's not even evening where you are. Maybe you're listening to this and you just got up. Well, we're sitting here in the evening and we just had this amazing paint session. We're wishing you a great day, great time, great evening, wherever you are, whatever time it is right now. And we'll see you on the next one.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Here's the heart.
Well done, brother.
Nice. I'm thinking shit. This is
Don't
gonna.
worry about it, man.
Okay.
I'm not good at painting.
Ah.
I'm good at abstract painting. But if I draw a face, it's you don't have white? Fuck,
Uh-huh.
man. Yeah, my whole idea was based on a lot of white.
Oops. You have to use the white that's here on the paper.
I'll figure something out. It's okay.